friend of mine tells me that the price of bread in some blue states is $5 a loaf. So bread is expensive, but at least we can get the circus for free. Bread and circus is very important. Hey, you don't get bread, you do get circus. And this is what it was. A lot of people are pointing out that she was faking of having handcuffs. And I said, like, no, come on. Oh. All right. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, the fact checkers are going to debunk what is in front of our eyes. Your eyes deceive you. And you're going to have fact checkers burning the midnight oil now, going like, no, actually, mostly false. Both of them. She never claimed to have worn handcuffs. She was just sitting there and smiling as she's being taken away. Now, from what I understand, there is a law in the United States, I believe it's called the Hatchet Act, where you're not allowed to protest in an official capacity. So if you're wearing the pin of the legislator, you're not allowed to protest because it's considered as if you're in uniform. So you can protest, but you have to go there in a non-official capacity. So in civilian clothing, if you will. Obviously, I don't think like anything is going to happen to her. I mean, she's a very wealthy, well-connected individual, oozing with privilege that the left doesn't like. And they're like, oh no, we need to dismantle privilege. And I guess, instead of white privilege, we can have legislator privilege or something like politician, well-connected politician privilege. Tax the rich, yes. So, you got articles popping up saying that not only her, but Ilhan Omar and other Democrats have been arrested near the Supreme Court during abortion rights protests. What's interesting is that there is a lot of disinformation going in left-wing circles. Like, it's oozing with disinformation because the fact checkers are burning the midnight oil to fact check the right. But like, the left is left confused. They do not know how to experience reality and understand things without fact checkers. So I'll explain it to them. Like, if you're a progressive individual, please show me in the Constitution where it says anything about abortion. In the Constitution. Now, Obama, when he held the House, and he held the Senate, and he held the White House as well, he could have legislated abortion. Right? You could have passed a law. But he didn't. Why? Because at the time, he said that there is no political will for it. Reality is there's probably not that much political will today. I looked at the stats. It seems that it's kind of like half of the women in the United States are for it and half are against. And even those that are for it, like, they would still want some reasonable timelines. Like, they wouldn't be third trimester or like 1 day before abortion, stuff like that. So it's a complicated discussion, which is why democracy will happen, because I understand like the left is big fans of democracy. It will happen at the state legislature. So midterms are coming, people are going to vote. If this issue is important for them, they may vote Democrat or Republican, and then you're going to have democracy happen. But anyway, right, so apparently several House Democrats were arrested near the Supreme Court on Tuesday as they protested the conservative majority decision last month to overthrow federal abortion rights. I have been around the block for a while, and I remember when, back in the day when there were more leftist judges on the court, they would always say, it's like, well, but the judges are impartial. They have no politics. Like, no, they're just, they leave the politics at the door. But now, apparently, no, there are conservative justices and progressive justices. Good to know. Because next time you have a Republican president, he needs to select the most conservative justice imaginable, right? Because apparently there is such a thing, like conservative and progressive justice. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, and Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, Cori Bush of Missouri, were among the group of the Democratic lawmakers who gathered at the steps of Capitol and marched towards the Supreme Court as part of a civil disobedience rally. The lawmakers, alongside activists, held signs in support of abortion rights and chanted, "We won't go back. Our body, our choice." Wow, what a powerful slogan. They stole that from the pandemic, didn't they? Like, they stole that from the far-right anti-mandates protesters, because I heard them as well, like, our body, our choice, and now the left is trying to steal something that is from the far right. Shame on you. This is cultural appropriation of the far right. Like, leave what's to the far right to there. Like, make your own slogans. Why do you have to steal theirs? The members of Congress anticipated the possibility of getting arrested for blocking traffic. These types of protests have led to the arrest of lawmakers in the past. Omar's office said in a press release ahead of the demonstration. Well, yeah, just because you're a lawmaker, at least in theory, it shouldn't put you above the law. Like, in reality, we know how nepotism works. We know how corruption works. We know how the fact that lawmakers have money works. But like, in theory, at least, yes, like, the same rules should apply to everyone, even if you are a lawmaker. Capitol Police officers escorted the lawmakers away from the intersection to process their arrests. The officer arrested a total of 34 people, including 16 members of Congress. How the fuck does that happen, by the way? Like, how many people were at that protest? Like, if the police officers took a sampling pool of 34 people, and out of them 16 were members of Congress, the question has to arrive, like, how many members of that protest were actually lawmakers? Like, did they run out of money to pay for the minions to do it? Like, you can go on Craigslist and you can hire protesters. Like, it's a tried and true tactic. They do it in Germany all the time. Like, here in Europe, we master the art. Like, what? Did they run out of cash? Is the inflation that bad that you have to go in yourself and do it? Today, my colleagues and I put our bodies on the line because we will leave no stone unturned in our fight for justice. Democratic Representative Carolyn Maloney said in a statement that the least I can do is put my body on the line for the 33 million women at risk of losing their rights. What's interesting, again, like, according to the poll, out of those 34 million women, like, half of them, are in favor of losing their rights and giving those rights to the unborn. Again, like, I'm not trying to cast moral judgment here, YouTube. Sorry. Like, I know, we content creators aren't allowed to have divisive opinions and whatnot, but, like, I'm not saying, but I am pointing it out. There is no democracy if women do not have control over their own bodies. So when the woman is in the womb, like, again, because this is the conversation, when does life begin? Okay, now, when does life begin? Because at one point, the clump of cells becomes a woman. So when does she have the right to her body, right? It's a question which the lawmakers are going to answer in the midterms. It's democracy. Ugh. But another thing that I find interesting, right? Like, there is no democracy if women do not have control over their own bodies. Do men have control over their own finance? Because if you're a man and you accidentally get a woman pregnant, then that's it, right? Like, there's nothing you can do about it. If she wants to have it, she gets to have it. If she wants to have an abortion, she gets to have an abortion. You have absolutely no say. And feminists will always say, it's like, well, hold on a little bit. It's like, the right of the man ends when he ejaculates. Okay, perfect. He doesn't have a right to say. But the government has a right to tell you to pay child support. They actually suggested this thing called paper abortion. I believe it was in Norway. So, you could just give away your parental rights if you're a man. Oh my God, the feminists were livid. It's like, and also it's like women. Like, define women. What are women? Huh? I heard that men can get pregnant. So, like, what? You're only protesting on behalf of what? Why not on behalf of men who can get pregnant? So we got all of this, and yeah. Good theater, what can I say? Nice photo op. I mean, look, you got to give the women some credit. I mean, they don't have anything else to champion on, right? Like, what are you going to talk about? The economy, which is going to shit? The foreign policy? Do they want to talk about the Afghanistan withdrawal? The gas prices? What exactly can they possibly have at this point? I mean, on every single issue. On every single issue. This is the, like, do not take this away from them. Like, let them have this. Like, without this, they could go on vacation because they have nothing else to work on. So, it was a very interesting thing. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the comment section. And more importantly, I'll be live streaming after this. In fact, this is why I'm live streaming this video. I'm premiering it. So I'll hop you over to my live stream. If you guys wait, you'll be transferred there automatically. Take care.